What's up? In today's video, we're going to be talking about hypotheticals in regards to Battlefield 6 and DICE. Well, as we all know, nothing could possibly go wrong with this video, but I wanted to talk about, hypothetically, what the next things they have to fix and focus on in Battlefield 6 are, if the next update goes really well on June 30th. Obviously, the next update has a lot to do with gunplay and netcode. I've made two videos covering the patch notes and the initial community post. Both of those will be linked in the description if you do not know what I'm talking about. TLDR, on June 30th, the biggest Battlefield 6 update in the history of this game will drop, and it's very important. What I'll be doing in this video is I will be assuming that everything goes swimmingly with that update and they don't entirely break the game and the changes actually do what they're supposed to do. So, in that reality, which hopefully will be reality, what is the next step for the developers to improve Battlefield 6? Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button, hit the sub button, and check out the second channel. Everything will be linked in the description and the pinned comment. So, you might be watching the background gameplay right now, and you're like, damn, Enders, like, you're fucking these people up with a sniper. And yes, you're absolutely correct. These people are getting fucking bent over. And sniper rifles are getting nerfed in this upcoming update. But there's one thing that I think a lot of people would agree with me on, and it's the fact that there just isn't any flinch while you get shot at and hit while aiming down sights with a sniper, and there also isn't any suppression. So, this is an issue in my opinion, because I can literally just disrespect you full stop, getting shot in the chest by a full power assault rifle round. And it just doesn't even matter. I can just stand in the open and still headshot you with a sniper. Unfortunately, like many things in this game, it isn't simple. You can't just add flinch to the game. I wish it was that simple, but unfortunately, you know, it's of course not, right? The reason why you can't just add flinch to this game is, even with the gunplay being reworked in an upcoming update, if you make the snipers flinch in one bullet or even two bullets, snipers aren't going to be able to play the fucking game anymore. And yeah, I get it. Like, some of you are probably typing base. Like, yes, make sure the snipers can't play the game. But we can't do that. I actually think that they should consider adding suppression back to Battlefield 6, but only for snipers. Keep the suppression visual for everyone else, except for sniper players. This makes a lot of sense in my opinion, because I've also seen a ton of people complain, going, well, LMGs, I don't fucking do anything. There were supposed to be suppressive tools in previous games, like bring suppression back. So, bringing suppression back, being able to suppress snipers, would satisfy that group of people, and from a balancing perspective, from a counterplay perspective, I think it actually makes sense as the correct counter above flinch for bolt action players. So that's the very first thing that came to mind, and this is a very off-the-cuff sort of video. Obviously, we could be talking about things such as match balance and vehicle balance and fucking the server browser and all this sort of stuff, but I really wanted to focus on some gameplay elements, because that, in my opinion, really is what is going to make Battlefield 6 a better game. So the second thing I wanted to mention is actually the time to kill. Now, I don't think they will ever address the time to kill in this game, unfortunately, and that is because, well, if they were to change the time to kill, they would have to rebalance every single weapon in the entire game, including redoing weapon RPMs, resyncing weapon audio, redoing headshot multipliers, and damage models, and it would basically require them reworking the majority of some of the biggest parts of the game. Now, part of me thinks to myself, well, of course they should address TTK. TTK in this game seems to be just a little bit too fast. They could slow it down just a tad, and I think the game would play better. So there's absolutely no excuse. But another part of me thinks, they're never going to do this, are they? Because it's just more complicated than it used to be. Some of you probably remember Battlefield 5, and they changed the time to kill in that game, like, I don't know, fucking 4 times. And I know a lot of people don't really want to think about Gauntlet or RedSec, but the reality of the situation is, these modes truly do throw a massive wrench into anything they do in this game. And no, to the people typing right now, well, fuck RedSec, just get rid of it, we don't care about it. They're not gonna do that, brother. Okay? They're not gonna release a mode and then just say, oh, fuck it, let's forget about it. So even though making the time to kill slightly slower would be ideal in my opinion, I don't see them ever doing it. On a similar note, let's enter the realm of the class balance discussion in Battlefield 6. This discussion has been had, I don't know, fucking a billion times since the beta released. We all know that support is broken in this game, okay? It's the God class, it has unlimited health, unlimited ammo, you can revive your teammates. There's essentially no reason to play any other class unless there's a tank trying to kill you, and then you just switch to Engineer for 5 seconds, kill the tank, and then switch back to support. You see, the problem with Battlefield 6's class balance is health and ammo are accessible to the same class. And that's not cool, dog. They need to switch this up. And what I'm about to say, I've suggested about a million times once again since the beta, but they need to split off ammo and health from the support class. They need to make the assault class the medic class from Battlefield 4, and then rework everything to do with the class perks and the gadget and everything. And then ideally, they need to make the support class, well, the support class from Battlefield 4 with ammo access, and then rework all the perks to make sure everything works there. That would solve it. But again, what did you notice, ladies and gentlemen? That's going to take a lot of work. That's going to take a lot of rearranging. So realistically, is that going to happen? If I were a betting man, probably not. So I think we might just go through the entire lifespan of Battlefield 6 with support being in the state that it's in. Moving over to talk about vehicles now. I played in vehicles a lot at the beginning of Season 3. I played in main battle tanks, IFVs. I think those types of vehicles are in a much better situation. However, the air vehicle situation remains utterly catastrophic to the point where I essentially refuse to even play in them. But don't worry, guys. I get fed information from people that, unfortunately, play in these vehicles, and they tell me, don't do it. Either that, or they just quit the game and then tell me don't do it. But the whole overarching point here is air vehicle gameplay and anti-air balance really needs to be looked at in a very serious manner. It is a complete shadow of its former self. I remember having so much fun flying in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 in every air vehicle that was accessible to me. I would fly transport helicopters over flags. I would sweat my ass off in jets with the speed control and the looping and the cutting and the ECM out of bounds. But when I jump in an air vehicle in this game, it just feels artificial. It feels artificially limited. It feels like the developers don't want to basically return the air vehicles to how they were before, to the glory days. And the only reason I can think of as to why they might do that is they're aware of how much complaining took place about the air vehicles in previous Battlefield titles. They essentially want to limit the skill ceiling heavily in air vehicles. The physics feel off. They feel too weighty, not as responsive. It feels like you're flying a gigantic boat. The vehicle time to kill, going both ways, whether it's air vehicle versus air vehicle or AA gun versus air vehicle, it's just blisteringly fast even now, and I believe they've even attempted to address it slightly. The feel of these vehicles are way off. The TTK of these vehicles are just way off. The skill ceiling and the mechanics available in these vehicles are way off, and I would really love for them to address this, but again, this kind of falls in the category where I heavily doubt that they're ever going to take the correct course of action when it comes to this stuff, which is very unfortunate, and I am leaving the door open to be completely wrong. I would love to be wrong about that. Now, I will end this video off by just saying I didn't mention things like the server browser or persistent servers or the horrendous matchmaking in this game because they have talked about this stuff and they have showed us a roadmap and they are actually going to work on this, okay? So I am reserving conversation on those topics because they are eventually going to be updated and addressed in this game. I will comment on the fact that it's completely just unacceptable that we even have to wait for them to address any of this stuff, because stuff like the server browser and platoons and persistent servers, these are things that should be in the game at launch. And if you want to take that point of view, go right ahead. You're not going to see me complaining about that, because I absolutely agree with you. I wanted to focus on some gameplay elements of Battlefield 6 in this video. So let me know what you think about this stuff in the comment section. Let me know your list of things that they really need to address after this brand new update on June 30th. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, hit the sub button, swing by the streams, and I have a second channel that you may or may not be aware of that will be linked in the description and the pinned comment. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.